Streamlining your recruiting process is the most important thing that you can do to save money with hiring. This slide is like my Roman Empire, if you will. So streamlining, like I said, there's ways to streamline externally. So outsourced recruiting partnerships, Insight Global being one of them, different kinds of agencies, but also if you're really working on a shoestring budget, you don't have the approval to work with outside vendors and you're just looking at yourself and your company, I like to think about it in 3 ways of how you can streamline it. There were 3 sections of the recruiting process, I guess. So before you're talking to a candidate, while the candidate's engaged, and then the onboarding and start process. So when you think about where folks are before you get a hold of them, where are your roles posted and sourced? How is your job description written? Do you have specific target audiences and past companies that you want to reach for? Like, do you have your ideal candidate profile that you want to leverage while you're recruiting? Do you have that zero, or I guess, pin straight focus? In addition, of course, when you're engaging with the actual candidate, think about, okay, how can this interview process go from 6 to 9 weeks to 2 to 4 weeks, right? How can we save time and save money through outlining, okay, we're going to have interviews on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. We're going to book the director's calendar for these 2 hours, the senior director's calendars for these 2 hours, and we're going to optimize it in a way that we know the exact interview path once we identify the candidate. That's a huge way to streamline the process, make everything go faster. 1, everybody's held accountable. It's on their calendars. Everybody knows it's coming. And 2, you can predict the process a little bit better. So you can also, from a budgetary perspective, predict the time investment that's going to be required to find this individual. And then after all that's said and done, all the negotiation, offers accepted, how do you have the tightest onboarding process possible? Are you making sure they get all of their equipment as soon as possible? Do you have all the background check and that kind of stuff streamlined in a way that, you're not finding out 2 days before start that maybe their background check isn't done, or there's something holding up the efficiency of the process? Is really looking at it point by point by point, and understanding where you can increase efficiency. And I think, to conclude, all of that stems from being able to effectively source and find candidates quickly, because that whole interview process is hinged on your ability to identify the top talent. And I think that that's another point of inflection to really think about, do we have the resources we need to identify that quickly and put them in the process to make this process 2 to 4 weeks and save money?
Absolutely. And Reb, I think looking at it from a different lens too, right? Like, look at it from the candidate side. They want a streamlined interview process. You might lose out on top talent if your interview process and screening process isn't streamlined. A lot of times they're going to take that first offer that comes to them because, let's face it, like we're in a tough situation here, and jobs are hard to come by for some people. And so a lot of people are looking for work, and they're just looking to get that first role that comes to them. So if you're able to streamline that process, it's going to better your chances for actually finding that top talent and retaining that top talent.